This is the street in front of the elementary school. The western building in the back is the elementary school. And you see lots of store signs, which are symbols of capitalism. Also, people are wearing kimonos from the Edo period, but you also see some people delivering milk, which is a modern drink. So, two different worlds coexist. So, Jiro goes to school, and his kind teacher lends him a foreign aviation magazine. This one here. Let's take a look at their behavior. A teacher comes in the door. He doesn't wear glasses. He's tall and masculine. Whereas the teacher next to Jiro is wearing glasses and he's very short. You can look at this scene again if you recorded the film. Or the official Ghibli DVD. This tall teacher comes boldly in the door when he enters the teacher's room. But the teacher with glasses steps aside, and as you can see, he even bows slightly to the other teacher. But the tall teacher doesn't bow back. He ignores the guy completely. This was how it was like back in those days. People wearing glasses were considered to be of low status. You'd all be surprised at how they were treated. I mean, they're both teachers, but this guy with glasses steps aside and bows, whereas the other guy just walks right in. Why is there such a difference in their behavior? It's almost like a class system, like the difference between the popular group at school and the nerds. Maybe that explains it. Back then, people judged men by their appearance and physique, and by whether they wore glasses or not. This was young Miyazaki's world. Looking at Miyazaki's works, people usually assume that Miyazaki loved to play outdoors when he was a child. But one of his brothers said in an interview, No, he was one of those non-sporty kids that stayed at home drawing all day. So his films surprised me. I certainly don't remember him playing in the mountains. So Miyazaki was more like this short guy, wearing glasses. He couldn't be part of the popular group. You can see in this scene that they already had female teachers in this period. You can see a female teacher along with some other teachers in the background, but you don't see any of them wearing glasses. Not one. Because school teachers had to be respected by the students. So that's why it was very rare for a teacher to wear glasses. Maybe there were actually more people wearing glasses, but not many. Although you do see many people wearing glasses in period dramas on NHK, people who wore glasses were considered weak. So when Jiro is walking home from school, he sees a kid being bullied. They're bullying this kid from the lower grade, trying to push him into the river. Jiro tries to go after them and yells, "Stop!" But he trips. Jiro has this strong sense of justice, but he's not very athletic. You'll notice that in other scenes as well. He reacts quickly and tries to go after them, but he trips. Later in the film, on the train, Jiro's hat gets blown away, and when Nahoko catches it, she almost falls off the train. And you probably thought that Jiro saved her from falling. But look at that scene again. Jiro's hand is not even close to reaching her. Her housemaid rescued her. He slowly withdraws his hand after trying to save her. He's like, "Here, grab my hand!" Oops. He's too slow. Anyway, Jiro obviously has a strong sense of justice, but he's not the athletic type. We tend to alter the story to suit our expectations. We tend to think that Nahoko remembered Jiro because he saved her. But that's not true. His hand doesn't reach her. Miyazaki portrays Jiro in quite a harsh light in this scene. And this is Miyazaki's objectivism, which is also his response to Takahata. So, Jiro goes up to the boys. They mumble something which doesn't make sense, and they all have this typical villain look. And you'll notice that none of them are wearing glasses. Jiro tells them it is wrong to bully younger kids, which is absolutely true. But when you look at these boys, in this other frame, they look completely normal. They don't look so malicious. But as soon as you look at them from Jiro's point of view, they turn into villains. Basically, this is how they look to Jiro, as villains. Also, the boys' response doesn't make any sense. In the storyboard, it says, make them speak gibberish. So they go, "Weh, owae, jamete." The same thing happens during meetings with the Navy and Army officials and the hot tots of some company. It's hard to explain, but audience members who expect a feel-good animation tend to interpret this as Jiro being this strong-willed character who can tune out this sort of meaningless babble. But that's not what Miyazaki intended. In that case, he would have written the lines more clearly, like the generals in Laputa. Jiro considers these people who look down on him to be less than human. That is what Miyazaki is trying to say. Their words are impossible to understand, and there is no need to understand them. This is also because of his sense of justice. Because of his strong sense of justice, he is very quick to block people like that out. As soon as he judges that someone is not worth dealing with, he completely turns his back on them. He doesn't listen to them. He doesn't want to interact with them. So what they say means nothing to him.